So how was your New Year holiday, Andrea-san?
It was surprisingly boring.
What happened?
I just spent a lot of time cooking, actually.
Cooking?
Yeah.
What did you cook?
We cooked a big dinner. I cooked a big dinner for my family plus my mother-in-law. And then I've had like several dinners with just the family, but like a lot of food. I've been cooking a lot of food. It's been fun. I like cooking, so it's been really fun.
So you made a osechi?
I made a few osechi dishes. I didn't make a big special one meal, and I didn't put it in the boxes. But I made some of the recipes that my friend, who is a cooking teacher, taught me how to make in her osechi ryori course.
Okay.
So kind of half and half.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you? How was your holiday?
It was kind of busy. I took care of my doggies.
Oh, that's nice because you don't see them every day.
Right. Like I usually live alone. Mm-hmm. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But with somebody or with your doggies, you have to control your schedule more.
Yeah, because you're taking care of other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the hardest part.
Yeah, that's my schedule like every day, but it's not just my dog, it's also my children and also my husband and also my in-laws and, you know, plus my work. So it's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
I admired those people who taking care of pets and children.
Well, my children are technically adults, so it's just at this point cleaning and cooking. It's not like physically taking care of little children anymore.
Yeah, but you're still taking care of them.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, I had a good holiday though. I also spent a lot of time with my dog, taking her out I didn't go for long walks because it was cold outdoors, but we went to some parks. We don't usually go to parks often because I'm working every day, but we went to some parks. I took her to a dog run this morning, and I'll probably take her to another big park tomorrow morning. And then after that, I have to start working again. So,
yeah, which is kind of a sad. We need to say goodbye to the holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like a little more holiday because like I don't do osoji. I think we've talked about this a couple of times, over the years, but I don't really do osoji traditionally. I don't clean my floors and windows. But I use this as a time to like get rid of stuff. So actually today we started trash service in my city again where we could throw away burnable trash. And so I threw out a lot of things.
Oh, good.
Like yesterday I went on a kind of a whirlwind cleaning spree around my house, like looking like what can I throw away tomorrow. So I had 4 bags of garbage today.
Oh,
it's a lot.
4, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It could have been more if I'd had more time. But we're trying to... We have a lot of stuff in storage that we're not using, so we're trying to kind of clean out the storage and just get rid of stuff we're not using. Get rid of old things. So,
okay.
Yeah. Did you clean anything or like do katazuke or danshari or any of these nice Japanese words?
No, I haven't done any danshari. But I started cleaning up our office.
Good, thank you very much.
A few days ago.
Thank you. I haven't helped, but I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm still cleaning. I mean, it's already past a few days after this New Year day, but I'm still cleaning.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an ongoing process. It's not like you're ever finished. But I was planning over the holiday to come and help you clean the floor a little bit, and also to wax the tables. But I'll do that.
Maybe next year.
Well, I'll do that this week or next week. I have some mornings off still, so I can come in early and do it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about public behavior.
Okay.
So speaking of our dogs,
okay.
Something happened to the world of Ekiden race.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about it today.
Okay.
So this year's Ekiden had a surprise participant.
Right. So Ekiden, I think all of our listeners or most of our listeners are Japanese, so they probably know like what an Ekiden is. But if you don't know, it's a marathon that is held kind of at the New Year season, right?
Right.
Every year in Japan.
Yes, it's a huge event here.
Yeah. And why is it called Ekiden? They go from one eki to another?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. So anyway, this year's big special Ekiden race had a special participant.
Yeah, it's a tiny dog.
Oh my gosh.
Pomeranian, precisely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to interject. One of Tomi's dogs is half Pomeranian.
Right.
And I love her, but she is crazy. And it's the Pomeranian part that makes her crazy, I think.
Right.
So they're kind of crazy dogs.
They are, I think.
Yeah.
Looking at my Pomeranian, half Pomeranian, half toy poodle behavior, they're very energetic.
Yeah, very.
Very barky.
Yeah, they're very barky. They bark a lot.
Yeah.
Very vocal dogs.
Yes.
But it's funny. It's very
funny.
cute and very funny.
Yeah, very active.
Okay, so about the Ekiden dog, what happened?
So it happened during the Ekiden race. A small white dog, which is a Pomeranian, ran onto the course, and then police chased her or him while runners avoided.
That could be really dangerous.
It is.
And actually, we kind of looked at some of the footage before recording just to see like the situation. So I was surprised because at the Ekiden race, the traffic was blocked off, but not completely because it's a really big road. So like half the road was blocked off for the race, but the other half had traffic, like regular cars on it. And so this dog was kind of, at first it was on the course with the runners, but then the police were chasing it, and it went into the traffic side, probably because the police were chasing it, I think.
Right.
On motorbikes.
Yeah. Seems like very dangerous situation for the dog.
Yeah, definitely. It could easily have been hit by either the police bikes or by the cars.
Right.
Or it could have been like stepped on by a runner.
Right. So actually, one of a runner trying to avoid this dog, and he ended up, his legs cramped up.
Oh, no.
And also he needed to slow down.
Oh, no. That affects the race results.
Right.
So if this were America, that runner would sue the owner of the dog.
Oh, okay.
But what happened in Japan? Did anything happen?
I don't know. There's no following up news yet.
Okay.
So.
Probably in the next couple of days, we might hear something.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the dog is innocent, but the owner of the dog.
Yeah. Right.
What do you guys think? What do you understand? Think about this owner?
Well, yeah, it's the owner's responsibility for sure. And as a dog owner myself, I probably wouldn't take a dog to watch a sporting event like that, just because of the number of people.
Right.
And it's not a dog-friendly location.
Right.
And there's really nowhere for the dog to be or to stand. So I'm guessing, I don't know what happened, but I guess the owner somehow let go of the leash, or the dog pulled and got out of its harness. I didn't see it wearing a harness or a leash or anything.
The one possibility is the owner distracted by something and then didn't pay attention their leash for a second.
Right.
And then dog got loose.
Yeah, probably.
That's a one scenario here.
Yeah. And probably the dog was excited because there's so many people around and everyone was cheering and clapping, and the runners were going by. They probably just got excited.
Yes. One another possibility is the dog wanted to join the race.
That could be, actually, because it looked like it was not. It didn't look scared. It looked like it was having fun.
Yeah, the behavior in the footage
looked like it was
he or she was having fun.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then probably my dog will also be happy to join this race.
Yeah, that'd be funny to watch, actually.
Yeah. And are there any similar things happen in the States?
Yeah, there's been a couple of cases actually where dogs got loose and joined marathon races. Not like this one, because like this was in the middle of a city. This was in where was this at? In Hakone?
Hakone, I guess.
So it's kind of a big city area where the race was, where the dog got loose. But the most recent thing in America was last year. There was a marathon held in a small town, and someone just happened to let their dog out. They lived out in the country. This is out in the countryside. They let their dog out to use the bathroom in their yard. And like recently, people that live in the country, like they don't really have leashes and fences and stuff. Their dogs just go out, use the toilet, and come back freely.
Oh, okay.
But the dog happened to go out when a race was happening, and it just happened to join the race, and it ran for 13 miles, which is like 26 kilometers or something.
That is long.
And the town actually gave the dog an award for finishing the race.
So he or she got a medal?
Yeah, she got a medal. It was a Bloodhound, so kind of a big hound dog.
Okay. So she can run really fast.
Yeah, they're fast runners. They're used for hunting out in the country.
It's funny, it's similar things happen in the other country, I guess.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
If your pet got loose at the major sporting event, what would they actually do?
My dog would head straight for the snack bar. Actually, she wouldn't even go to the snack bar. She would just find some child eating cookies and steal the cookies or something.
Oh my gosh.
She would steal someone's food.
Yeah,
You've seen my dog.
Yes, of
She
course.
does. She's a food thief. She would go and steal someone's snacks.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be very embarrassing.
I'm kind of surprised when I watched this footage where the dog was running onto the race.
Yeah.
No one really showing any snacks or treats.
Yeah, I think because it wasn't like a matsuri. It wasn't like a festival. It was people were just coming to cheer the runners on.
Of course. Yeah. But I was wondering if someone had one tiny little bit of treat.
Like a cookie or something, or a senbei.
Yeah, it could be, very helpful for catching a dog.
Actually, yeah, it could be.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah, actually.
But again, this is not a dog-friendly event
right.
whatsoever. So.
But it was so noisy, like people were cheering. Like even if, for example, if I had a cookie or something and I wanted to call the dog over, it probably couldn't hear me because everyone was cheering. So it'd be hard to get the dog's attention.
Right.
In that case.
And that dog was really excited, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. My dog would go with her nose and she'd smell the cookie and go.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to our main topic, we're talking about public behavior. So this is kind of like not judging the owner of the dog, but just commenting of like, was it a great decision to take your dog there or not? Right?
I saw this news on the January 2nd or something.
Okay.
And right after the day, I saw a video of this on the Instagram.
Okay.
A woman stepped onto a bike race course while looking at her phone, and the rider crashed into her.
Oh, that would be painful.
Literally.
That would be really painful.
Yeah.
I'm sure she got injured.
I'm sure she got injured, and then the rider also got injured.
Probably. He would have been really angry, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he would be really, really angry and probably throwing a fit. Because bikers are very like serious when they're on a race or they're on like even just casually cycling and they're going, like they get really angry when cars and stuff get in their way too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to make this episode.
Okay, yeah, like all these incidents coming up, right?
Yeah. And again, does the woman have a common sense? Why she got onto the race course?
That's just an instance of being completely environmentally unaware, like unaware of your environment. Like look up and look around just for a few seconds, Be aware of your surroundings kind of point.
Right.
And that's starting to happen a lot more, like as a lot more people get addicted to their phones. This sort of thing is happening more often, I think, with people like not looking up and running into people and running into things.
Yeah.
Being hit by cars, being hit by bicycles.
Yeah, being hit by a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary. I shouldn't laugh. It's actually really scary.
It is. Yeah, you're just trapped into looking at social media. The basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to sit here and preach because I'm bad too. You know, I love my social media and I scroll a lot. But like when you're walking or driving, it's really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And
And
I should
then-
be more careful too.
yeah.
So just to not make myself to be like I'm better than you because I do it too. You know.
I do it too, actually.
Yeah. Just let's be careful. I don't want to get hit by a racing bicycle or train.
There are many other similar stories around the world. Let us introduce a few of stories.
Okay.
The first one, it happened in a museum in Italy,
Okay.
and a tourist were filmed. He was posing and trying to sit on a chair, but it actually a crystal-covered artwork chair. It's a part of art, not just a regular chair for resting.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And after he sat on this chair, the chair was collapsed.
I would just die of embarrassment, seriously.
And actually, I watched this footage quite recently.
Okay.
And then there was a following up news about this incident. The museum actually restored this artwork.
Okay, great. But I think like for this story, I would need more information because usually like I love art, right? You like art too. When we go to the museum, there's always a sign that says don't touch or don't sit or you know don't go beyond this line kind of thing.
Yes.
Was there something like that in this case? Like don't sit on the chair?
I have no idea.
I would want to know that because if it's actually a piece of art, I'm sure there was a sign saying don't touch or don't sit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there wasn't a sign.
Yeah, and this was not just regular wooden chair. It was
Right,
a
it's a crystal chair.
I would have guessed, oh, this must be a piece of art, and then I wouldn't sit. Or at least I would check around the piece of art.
Yeah, to see if it's actually okay to sit or
Right,
not. You
right.
wouldn't just automatically sit on it.
But it's human always does autopilot. Like
Not always. I think it's a certain kind of person, a certain type of people. I would never touch it.
if you saw a chair, what would you do? You will sit, right?
Yeah, but if it's in a museum, no, because yes, there's that temptation. I admit, like as a human, we have a human nature. Okay, there's a temptation. You want to touch something, you want to sit
Right.
on it, or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
If it's a piano, you want to sit and play it. But like, I've been going to museums for many, many years. I love art. I've always loved art. My parents love art. We go to museums, since we were children. We were trained from a very young age, like look, don't touch. And I'm sure most people also have been trained, like look, don't touch in museums. It's not for you to touch. It's for looking and thinking about.
Yeah.
It's not to touch. Unless it specifically says you can touch it, you're not supposed to touch the art. So I just can't imagine this scenario where it would be okay to sit on artwork.
I have one more question.
Okay.
If you are a famous artist, would you make a touchable art? Or would you want a face around your artwork?
It depends on what kind of art I was making. But I think most artists that I know probably want their art protected.
Mm-hmm.
If they're making fine art or just like one piece of art that can't be printed or duplicated. I'd probably put it under glass or put it behind a display.
I personally prefer touchable art. And
Really?
like, Team Lab.
Oh, okay. That's not really touchable as so much as immersive.
Oh, yes, right.
But that's because that won't break. It's immersive, but it's not breakable.
Right. I will make an unbreakable art.
Yeah, okay. That's a different kind of art. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
So it's different concept. But
very different. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we talked about why people do this stupid thing today.
Yeah, like public behavior problems.
Yes.
Just a few points, actually.
Right.
There's a lot more we could talk about.
Yeah, but I hope many of people can follow the route.
Yeah, and I mentioned, I think at the beginning of the episode, around the first story, I mentioned the term environmental awareness. But also, we could also say situational awareness, like just be aware of the situation you're in. Yeah, and that goes for me too, again, you know.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
It's fun. Yeah, it was a fun episode, I think.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. What's a rule everyone should follow?
Ooh.
Tell us on Instagram or Spotify.
That's a good question. What's a rule that everyone should follow? This is actually a really good question.
We're also looking for a new episode idea. What would you like us to talk about next?
Okay, and just a reminder, we are live streaming every Thursday evenings. We started out at 6 p.m., but we're kind of changing the time to around 7 p.m. So if you're free, please join us on YouTube. Okay, this is CrossTalk, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.
Bye.